Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this, it's okay. Um, I found this really cool website. So this week we're wrapping up, learning all about the solar system and all that fun stuff, stars, and I found the coolest website ever. And you're going to see exactly just why I think it's so cool. It is so cool, super interactive. Um, I'm going to show you how to use it, and we're going to use it a couple days and then I'm gonna let you just go nuts all on your own after we go a little exploring from star to star. So not just learn about the sun. We're gonna take a trip out to other stars. Some that we talked about, like see, there's Betelgeuse. Some people say a little weird, say Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse, right? Easy enough. Rigel. So we're going to visit those two stars. And we're also going to visit some other maybe cooler, darker ones, right? Because the darker a star is, like if it's really dark red or brown, it's going to be a little bit cooler. It's not the same temperature as our sun. Our sun's like a bright orangey yellow and kind of considered like a red giant, which is much hotter than those stars. But then we also learned already that there's stars that are way hotter than our sun. And we're also going to take a look at those. And the ultra cool thing that this website lets us do, it lets us go inside the sun and other stars. It lets us go inside and see what's going on. All right, so let's go check it out. All right, everyone. This is the super cool website that I was telling you guys about. It is so awesome. So right now it's just showing us, all the stuff we've seen before. Just click to run the model. We get to see our entire solar system. But today we're just going to focus on stars. So our main star, of course, is the sun. And watch this. We can click on it. And then we can learn all about it. It'll tell us, we can go visit it. Here's the sun. You can spin it around and do crazy stuff with it. And we can look at, it says encyclopedia. It's going to tell us all about it. It tells us how wide it is, how much stuff it's made out of. Let's see. And it tells us everything it's made out of. And like we said before, it's made out of gas, right? And it says here hydrogen. It's mostly hydrogen. And that's all it is. It's these air pieces getting smashed together, making all these little explosions, creating all this energy and heat just for us. And without it, we wouldn't have Earth. All right, it tells the surface temperature. That's pretty cool. 5,778. Well, it says Kelvin, which is pretty tough. But it's more like 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, let's check out some other stuff. The structure. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Look at this. So we don't know 100% for sure, but right now this is what scientists believe the sun is like. So this is our outside layer, right? Just like the Earth, the sun has an outside layer, and as we spin it, so this very edge is like the Earth's crust. So right now we think that the sun has something like that, and it's called the photosphere. And photosphere is a really fancy science word that just means light orb or light ball, a ball of light. That's it. That's all it means. And then our next layer is right underneath. Check this out, right down here. And they're saying this is called the connective zone. Heat circles in thermal columns. That is a lot of big words. Thermal, it just means heat. That's it. And columns, well, we know columns because they're on the 100 chart that we use all the time. The columns go top to bottom. And then see this other piece popping out? This is like the third layer. And this is the radiative zone. Heat radiates outward. And then we have our core, just like the Earth has a core. And it says this is where fusion happens. This is where all these little air molecules get pushed together, make all this heat, and give us all this light and energy, which is pretty cool stuff. So we all know about our sun. We've talked about it a bunch, and we've also talked about some other stars though. This is where the website gets really, really cool. Watch this. I'm going to hit this button. I'm going to hit Star Explorer. And look at all these other stars that are in our galaxy that we can go visit. But I'm going to visit the stars that we've talked about in class. We've talked about 2 special stars. Let's see. We've talked about Betelgeuse. Let's go visit Betelgeuse. So this is, oh, and here's another cool thing. I can zoom in and out. How cool is that? I can zoom out really far. So it looks like a tiny star that we see at the night sky. Or I can zoom all the way in and see it really up close, just like that. And there's Betelgeuse. And we know that Betelgeuse is a huge, huge star. We've learned a little bit about this fun guy. Oh, that's not what I want. No, 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 go back to Betelgeuse, go back. Whew, almost lost him. Okay, so I'm going to click on, let's see. There we go. I'm going to explore Betelgeuse. So it'll tell us near stars. It's going out really, really far. These are all the stars that are around it. Pretty crazy stuff. But now we can just go back to Betelgeuse and see what else we can do. Okay. So, we have our Betelgeuse again. Gonna hit that fancy button, and then we hit Encyclopedia, and it tells us all about it. It tells us that it's in the constellation Orion. We know that. We learned that already. It's in the constellation Orion, and it's super duper far away. 725 light years? What? That's so far we can never get to it. We can't. It would take us thousands of years. That is so crazy. What else? The surface temperature. It's actually saying it's much cooler than our sun, 6,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Our star is more like 8,000 to 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is way hotter. But Betelgeuse is very, very big. He is a giant. He is a red giant. And so we know he's red. And if we go out to our solar system, we can check out our sun again. And this is more of like an orangey yellow. Our star is much brighter and hotter. But how do we know that? We've talked about it in class a few times. There's something that we can see about our sun here. Something we can see. And then there's something that we can see on Betelgeuse. How do they look? Do they look the same? Do they look different? Well, if you remember right, the color tells us quite a lot. So they're not the same color. Betelgeuse is red, and our sun is an orangey yellow. And we know that red is a much cooler color when it comes to stars. So red, or a brownish color from a star, is going to be very cool. Yellow and orange is going to be a little bit hotter. And then if we go Star Explorer, let's go find a hotter star. Let's go to Rigel. Ooh, Now, Rigel is blue. And we learned that blue stars are the hottest. We cannot get any hotter than blue when it comes to stars. I know it sounds weird because when we hear or see the word blue, we think winter, we think cold, we think, well, we don't think hot. No way we think hot. So let's find out about this one. This is also in the constellation Orion, and we know how to find Orion because it's got that fun old Orion's belt that's easy to find. Let's see if it tells us the temperature of this star. These are different Rigel stars. So you have Rigel A, Rigel BB, Rigel C. It's a whole bunch of different stars that are all blue. Surface temperature, here we go. 21,320 degrees Fahrenheit, says it right there. See that? 21, oh my gosh. That is so hot, I can't even begin to think about what that would be like. I can't, it's too crazy. And Orion's actually further away than Betelgeuse. Let's see if we can find a different kind of star. Oops, accidentally hit solar system. Star Explorer, that's what we want. Let's see if we can find exactly what I'm looking for here. Ooh, here we go. We haven't talked about this one, but it'll be fun to learn about. And you'll see why I picked it. So this is like a bright yellow-ish white. It's like a yellow-white mix. So do you think this is going to be hotter than blue or colder than blue? So this star is actually going to be colder than the blue star because we can't have a star that's hotter than blue. But do you think it's hotter or colder than the sun? It's actually going to be much hotter than the sun. Because when we talk about star colors, it starts off with red or reddish brown being the coldest. And then the next hottest would be the sun, which is like an orangey yellow. And then this one's like white. And white is right after our star. Right after the sun. Let's check out the nearby stars. Whew! Look at that. See, the funny thing is it says nearby stars, but these stars that are supposed to be nearby aren't very close. They're still super far away. Look at this, still super far away. Not very close at all. Okay, and this star's name is Wesen. Let's check out Wesen. Okay, so it's in the constellation Canis Major, and it's 1,600 light years away, which is the furthest star we've seen yet. It is the furthest away from us. And its temperature, you can see right down here, surface temperature. It says 11,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's super hot. So that's saying it's definitely hotter than the sun, hotter than our star, but it's not as hot as that blue star, is it? It's a lot colder because that blue star was 21,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is super duper hot. That's crazy hot. So now we got to see all these cool stars that are different. They're all very big because all stars are big, but they're not all the same temperature. And as we learned before, stars are actually different sizes too. Some are bigger, some are small. But let's focus on how hot these stars are. So let's start from the beginning real quick. Go to our solar system. Actually, no, let's go to Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse. There's Betelgeuse. So Betelgeuse is our coldest star that we've seen today. It's still really far away, lives in that little constellation Orion, and it's 6,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Now if we go to the sun, see it being just a little bit hotter. And it's 9,941 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is quite a bit hotter than that red Betelgeuse star that we looked at. And then, let's go star exploring. And let's check out where... There it is. This is one I wanted. Wasn't. If we check out this Wasn't star, this guy is 11,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So he's a couple thousand degrees hotter than us. About 3,000 degrees, actually. That's super duper hot. Then we go to the last star. Go to the hottest one. Which is probably my favorite. Rigel. We have Rigel. And let's check him out. And this guy is 21,320 degrees Fahrenheit. Super crazy hot. The hottest out of all the 4 stars that we've seen. So we've looked at Betelgeuse, we've looked at the Sun, we've looked at Wesen, and we looked at Orion's Rigel blue supergiant star. So now that we got to check out some stars here, let's go to some fun questions. Let's check out these questions. Made them just for you guys. Okay, now that we've talked all about these stars, which star do you think is the hottest? And use a full sentence, okay? No 1 or 2 word answers. I don't want to just see the word Sun or Rigel or Betelgeuse. You would have to say something like the hottest star is, or I think the hottest star is. And then after you do that, we have another question down here. Why do you think that star is the hottest? I think, you put the name of the star here, I think blank is the hottest because, and tell me the reason why. If you pick something like size or color, tell me what that means. So if you pick color, tell me what that color means. If you pick the size of it, tell me what the size means. Okay? Think about what we talked about in the video. Alright, I can't wait to see all the sentences you guys wrote. And if you want, you could also add a picture next to your sentences of the star that you think is the hottest out of the 4 that we talked about, okay? So I cannot wait to see your answers. And I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Alright, have a good one.